Well, got gas, got some money, got the car washed. We are heading to Rohnert Park. Have a great time. Hopefully see some cool models and may see some trains along the way. Talk to you. Well, after a hellish trip of traffic, it is noon and I'm just now getting here. Hopefully the horrible drive I had, this place will pay off. Looking forward to it. See what happens. Well, that was cool. Saw some nice models, took some photographs, talked to a few people. Found out there's an IPMS chapter in Oakley, which is fairly close to where I live compared to here or some other places. Scored me a few kits. Got me something. Got most of the kits are ones I don't have. And gonna go home and play around and see what happens. Hopefully I can get home without the freaking ridiculous traffic that I got into when on the way up here. We'll talk. Hey everybody, it's JD again. Welcome back to the channel. Well, I finally made it home. The trip to Rohnert Park was horrific. The traffic getting onto the Sanderfeld Bridge, which was the only way to get there unless you took Highway 12, was absolutely horrible. I managed to get... I actually at one point was going to give up and come back home, but then my stubborn side said, F this, I came this far, I'm going to finish it. As long as I get there before 3 when the show is over, I'm going. Even if I stay there for an hour, which is kind of what I stayed. I didn't stay very long because I knew I was going to have to fight the same traffic on the way home, which wasn't as bad, but it was worth it. I took some pictures of some nice model kits, models that were on display. It was a very big show, but that's all right. I met some people. One of the groups that I met is an IPMS chapter, which is in a little town called Brentwood. I got this handout from them. They're about an hour, where they have their meetings is about an hour from my house. It is on Sundays, so I can technically go once a month. 11 o'clock is not that bad for me. I'd have to leave my house a little bit before 10. It's like an hour and 5-minute drive. So I'm thinking about going to one of their meetings just to see how things are. I did add to my stash a bit. I didn't buy much in the way of vintage kits, but the actual Fundemonium had some new kits that I had that I wanted that I've never bought before. One is this AMT Dodge D50 pickup truck. I remember seeing these all over the place when they were new back in the day. There's somebody actually on my way to work who's got a black one with gold trim or something. But I remember seeing these. They were always seemed to be like a tan color. So I'm thinking, I don't know. I'm probably going to build this stock because I don't think I've ever seen a modified one. I don't know about the turbocharged motor and stuff, but I'll probably build it stock. I don't know what the wheel options are. It looks like a nice kit. Separate frame, it looks like. It'll look nice because I have a Hasegawa Sunny pickup truck that this would look nice with, because this is a Mitsubishi pickup truck. Back when Dodge owned a portion of Mitsubishi. Got that. Another kit that I got that I've been wanting to get is this very cool Dan Gurney IndyCar, old school IndyCar, Lotus Ford powered. Back in the day, I'm not old enough to remember these cars, but I do remember the big deal because I remember there was a lot made about IndyCar switching, as it says on here, the Ford powered Roadsters and the front engine cars, and this was like a whole nother world when this car came out. I remember. I vaguely remember the turbine-powered car. I think that Mario Andretti drove. I think But this is cool because it's old school, and it reminds me very much of the old Formula One cars that I love from the '60s. I got that kit. And the other kit that I got is an old school Tamiya Toyota Supra, and I'm curious because I don't know much about this kit. I just know I like this. This is you've seen the Fast and the Furious movies. This is the Supra that everyone lusts after, and it shows an engine. So I am curious. Since I have it out here, I am curious if it actually has a 2JZ in it. If it has, if it has an option, because I have, I can't remember who made it. I have a resin, Hobby Design, I think it's called, is the name of the company, that made makes a 2JZ that I have. To see, oh, it does indeed. There it is. Okay. No, that should be fun. Answers the question I'm looking for. And it's a Tamiya kit, so it'll be perfect. Well, not perfect, but it'll be awesome. I don't know if I want to modify this kit or just build it stock, because it seems like everybody wants to build a modified Supra. These days, it's like building a modified Skyline. I mean, both are nice. I love modified and I love them stock. Don't see very many stock ones. Maybe I'll build a stock. I don't know. I can probably get a lot of nice tires and wheels to use on this, but maybe a body kit. I don't know. Depends. I mean, it looks great the way it is, though. It's a beautiful car. And the only vintage kit that I bought from any of the vendors was a kit that I've never had. All these kits I've never owned a model of. There's none of these in my stash. This was something I saw. The guy had it, and it was sitting there, and I was actually out. I bought those other 3 kits, and I was out walking to my car, and I was like, you know what? I want that kit, because I know there's a couple of people, there's a logging version of this. I don't know what the other versions are, but this is like a kit that I've never owned. I've seen forever. This one is a 2009 release. It is an open box, but it is all still sealed. So I was like, well, you know what? I think I want that. It just looks very cool. And since I drive a semi, this is I don't drive a Mack, I drive a Freightliner, but this is like the great granddaddy of big rigs back in the day. I think it would be very cool. I think BG got a model of this. Doesn't he have like a version of this kit? I think he said he got somewhere. I don't know. Somebody. I know. Chris at HPI guy built the logging version of this truck, but I thought somebody else had a version of this truck. Somebody else has built a version of this truck. Another version. That's not, because I know there was a bunch of these. There was a logging truck, this tanker truck, and there was something else. Dump truck, maybe? I don't know. But that looks... I really wanted this, and I saw it there. And I didn't see it originally when I walked in. There weren't very many automotive-related kits. There were tons of military and aircraft kits. I mean, most of the show was military and aircraft. And I took a few pictures, but there were some just outstanding Gundam builds. And I've watched one Gundam movie. I think it was called The Revenge of Czar's Revenge or something like that. My son is more into Gundam than I am. He builds Gundams every once in a while. I've built a few, but there were some. I took pictures. I'll see if I can't post them in the video. That were just absolutely beautiful. And then there was somebody did. I don't know if it's a resin print or whatever kit it was of. What is her name? She's from a video game my son played. IB or I something. I can't remember the name of the game that she was in, but there was like all kinds of really awesome figures that were there. It was very cool, and I'm hoping, maybe if I join an IPMS club, maybe I'll get my horizons expanded for me. But that was what I got, and I had fun coming home because I came back Highway 4, which is a road that goes between the Antioch area and Stockton. It goes across the Delta, and it's got curves and drawbridges, and it was fun. It would be an excellent road to drive down in my car at some time like early in the morning when there's nobody on it. But unfortunately, I don't know if it was because if it's that busy all the time, or if it's because of the whole debacle with the road being closed up in the North Bay area, that it was busy. But I was like 2 cars behind an Audi R8. Google it if you've never seen it. It's Audi's really beautiful mid-engine sports car that they made for a few years. I don't think they make it anymore. I was like 2 cars behind it, and I could just him and I couldn't talk to him, but who's ever driving, I think we had this telepathy going on about going, I wish there weren't all these other cars, because both of us really wanted to just hammer down this road because it was awesome. So anyway, that's all I got. Well, I did get some Tamiya white for the interior of my Matador. So that's all I got for right now. I mean, I'm hoping that later I'm going to get something to eat, and I am going to go see if I can't do a little bit of work on the Chaser, and see what happens. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good one. Bye-bye.